How's it going? This is Austin Schindel, the Xfinity Sports Guy, and thanks to Xfinity, I'm pleased to be joined by Eliot Shorr-Parks. You remember him from Fantasy Week. He is from Bleeding Green Nation. Eliot, thanks for joining me.
Anytime, Austin. Thanks for having me.
Well, like I said, we spoke preseason. Things are a little different now. The Eagles 3-7, but we'll get to that a little bit later. First of all, I want you on the record. Are the Eagles officially out of the playoff race?
Oh, the Eagles are definitely out of the playoff race. I mean, if they could have pulled off a win last week, maybe they would have had a chance. But at 3-7, no team has ever come back to make the playoffs. So the Eagles are officially done. You can see it in the way they play. I can sense it in the locker room. They've already moved on to next year.
Well, we'll talk a little bit about next year. It's interesting because everyone's saying about the negatives in this year. You have a real good pulse in the team. Look ahead for 2013. Who are the guys that are going to be there and they're going to be impact players?
Well, it's going to feel like 2013 tonight at the link because with Michael Vick on the sideline, Nick Foles is going to get his second start. And right now, I mean, there's other players who could be here next year. You'll get a good look at Bryce Brown. Vinny Curry is going to play. But Nick Foles is the future of this team right now. And, to the fans, a lot of the fans who read Bleeding Green Nation, that's a good thing. They're excited to see what he can do. But it's also a scary thing because you don't know what Foles is going to be. He didn't look great last week, against the Redskins. So he's the future of this team right now, and these next few weeks are going to see how bright that future really is.
So you have a really good pulse on Twitter, and I really see that you interact a lot with your fans. Now the national media, they're going to cover Reed, they're going to cover Vic. Who are some of the guys on Twitter, and what are some of the complaints and some of the topics that are being spoken about that the national media is really missing?
One player that I just mentioned that's going to play tonight is Vinny Curry. And, you don't hear a lot about him in the national media, despite him being a second-round pick last year. I mean, a lot of second-round picks get on the field early on. Jaquan Jarrett, someone who the Eagles cut this year, even he played in 12 games as a rookie. So Vinny Curry, a defensive end from Marshall, fans have been begging for him to play. Every week I post the inactives on Bleeding Green. The question is, why isn't Vinny Curry playing? He's going to play tonight, but he's someone that everyone's excited to see. And other than that, I mean, fans are just excited to see when Reed's going to go. That's really the talk I get every day. When's Reed? And John Gruden tonight calling the game for ESPN. Could he be here next year? That's definitely something fans will be talking about on Twitter.
That's definitely something I've seen as well, the coaching carousel. But it's still 2012. Tonight, Monday Night Football. They're playing the Carolina Panthers. Who are you taking, and what's the final score?
I mean, how can you pick? Both teams are horrible. I want to say the Eagles are better. I think they should win the game despite having a rookie quarterback. The one thing I will say is that the Eagles have been blown out in a lot of their games. The Panthers, on the other hand, of their 8 losses, only 6 have been by less than 1 touchdown. So, I got to pick the Panthers. I can't get burned by this again. I can't do it.
You heard it here first, folks. Eliot Shorr-Parks, writer for Bleeding Green Nation, is picking the Panthers tonight on Monday Night Football. Well, of course, you could check out all the news analysis on coverage on Bleeding Green. You could follow Eliot on Twitter at Eliot Shorr-Parks and Bleeding Green Nation on Twitter at Bleeding Green. And of course, like I said earlier, go to bleedinggreennation.com for all your insider Philadelphia Eagles coverage, news, and analysis. Eliot, thanks for joining me.
Anytime, Austin. Talk to you soon.
This is Austin Schindel, the Xfinity Sports Guy, reminding you to follow Xfinity Sports for all your behind-the-scenes and insider content all season long.